How goes it, everybody? Hope everyone's well. That was quicker than I thought. I thought there was going to be quite a longer delay there. Well, maybe only a couple more minutes. Because I was trying to get something to work and... I don't know. It's not working. That's okay, though. How is everybody this evening? Thursday evening. I'm going to click over here to get my chat back up. Caleb. Hope you're well this fine evening. Yeah, I thought about that earlier. That's the Twitter thing. I use that sometimes. Twitter. I thought about that earlier because this weekend, during the NXL, I might live stream here. Dylan Boyum. He'll eventually pop up in this chat. Dylan's at... Oh, there he is right there. Dylan's at NXL. Good luck, dude. I wish you luck. We're going to talk about the NXL in a little while. You go do something else. You're at a paintball tournament. Go have fun. No, you shouldn't be having fun. You should be studying the layout and thinking about matches that are going down tomorrow. So do that. Yeah, I thought about that. That's Twitter. Mainly because, yeah, Sunday, I think. I'm going to turn this audio down just a smidge for you guys. That might be a little bit better audio managing for some people. Yeah, I thought about live streaming Sunday during the finals. So maybe, I don't know. I'm going to think about it and I'll try to figure that out. But if I do decide to do that, I don't know where. I probably won't big announce it anywhere, but I will probably throughout the day be kind of posting updates over there on Twitter. So if you want to find out Sunday if I'm actually in a live stream, I'll probably be talking about it on there. Because it's kind of the easiest way to informally blast stuff out. I feel like everything else is a little bit different. I guess Instagram. I'll probably do some Instagram live thing where I talk about it too. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That is happening tomorrow. NXL does start tomorrow. And whatever, we might as well talk about that. So this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Chicago will be the National X-Ball League's 4th tournament. We're going to also turn some caffeine on. The 4th tournament of the year. So let's cut to the media window. And then we have we'll talk about the layout maybe. And then we're going to switch back to my prediction panel where we can talk about, my predictions for said NXL tournament. So there is the layout though. So that was kind of a quick switch. One thing that I like about this layout and the things that I've liked about the NXL doing this year is really just those big bunkers. I like how they put in the big bunkers in the center so that it makes that center of the field a little bit more aggressive. Maybe guys are attacking that center a little bit more. And then, I don't know, I think having that big center does speed up the game a little bit. I think this layout, we might see the first day, maybe only the first matches be... Oh, yeah, maybe the first day, maybe the first set of matches be more slow, maybe... Or no, I should say fast, sorry. Because we typically always see these matches become slow throughout the tournament. And then guys are always playing fast. And I think that with that snake like that, guys might try to take the snake off the break a lot and just see what happens. I don't think that as the tournament progresses, we will be seeing a lot of faster play. I think some of the stuff will be kind of slow, though, as this tournament continues on. Nathan Janikowski, I hope that's right. Nope, that's not right. Nathan Jan... Koak? I don't know. I don't know, dude. I tried. I appreciate that super chat. Let me finish talking about that a little. Let me finish with this, and I see that you made a comment that I'll read, and I'll talk to you a second here. Let me just finish this real quick. I so much appreciate it, dude. Help keep this thing going. Yeah, so that's the layout. I think that it'll be interesting. The one thing that I definitely don't like about the layout, though, is those big bunkers in the back center. So right out of the center, there's those two big cans. The cans are harder to live in when they're in the back center because they have that rounded shape. It makes them a little bit harder to hide behind when they're in the middle of the field. But still, having two big bunkers back there, I think guys are just going to cross up and it might get kind of long. But we'll see. And there's also that tower that makes it slow in the back. Tower is going to be super easy to live in. Yeah. That Snakeside Tower is probably real easy to live in. Anyway, so we're going to go back, and then I will do... We'll pop up predictions here in just a second. But Nathan, dude, I appreciate that very much so. You just saying thank you again. Well, I appreciate the thank you. I think the video that came out last week, or yesterday, that did pretty good. I liked that one. We'll talk about that later. Well, I'm glad that I've helped you. I think the goal of this channel and the goal for my life is to be honest and just tell people what it is, right? Like, I think that's the whole reason why this, like, has been whatever successful it has been. I like to think, at least, because I tell people what's actually happening with products and what's going on. Yeah, even when I owned the store, I would tell people stuff was terrible and don't buy it, in my honest opinion. So yeah, but then again, I would never carry those products that kind of sucked. So yeah, but I appreciate it. Caleb, what'd you ask? You said, so you have had some time to think about it. How much to shave your eyebrows? I don't know. You have to make an offer. I can't just be like $10 and you're like, oh, that's a deal. I'd have given you 20, you know. If you want me to do something, you gotta make an offer. Geo 3.5/GSL or CS2. Andrew, that's funny because in that video that came out this week, came out yesterday, this one right here, since you brought it up, we might as well talk about it. The CS2 versus 170R video. This is just a bunch of B-roll from, like, I don't know, CS2s and 170Rs and M170Rs. Yeah, what's funny about that video is that, like, I pretty much say that, like, one of those guns is the best kind of, right? Like, either the 170R or the CS2, and it's like, you know, pick whichever one you want, kind of. And it's funny that, like, 2 people in the comments of that video asked 3.5 or CS2, and I was like, man, I don't know. Like, probably 3.5. Like, I really like the 3.5. I feel like the ergonomics on the 3.5 are the best. I had a little trouble speaking there. Are the best to me. So, yeah, I honestly think I might choose 3.5. I like that little black. Look at that. I don't know what the hell's going on with that one. Yeah. So, I really like 3.5. I think I liked... This video was kind of interesting because... I mean, maybe not kind of interesting because I kind of think we all knew what was going to happen. I think for the most part, when we're comparing, you know, a $800 gun like that one to a $800... There's another one of those $800 ones. That's the same one. Let's see if a $1,500 gun pops up. It's not going to happen. So it's hard when we're comparing an $800 price thing to a $1,500 price thing. I think that right away, we're just like instinctively like, yeah, the $800 one is not going to be as good, right? That $1,500 whatever it is, in this case the CS2, is going to be better. And we kind of know that, right? But I'd really like to do the DSR versus the Dye M3S Plus because I think that in that scenario, I think that going from like, or comparing the DSR and the M3S Plus, I think that we might see the DSR win. So I'm kind of curious about that. So I think that maybe within the next month, we might see a DSR versus M3S Plus video. I like that idea. I think that that could be kind of interesting. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. Are poppet valve markers gone forever? God, I don't know. I mean, as far as like high-end or like mid-range paintball guns, I don't know. I mean, it sure does seem like it. I think that we'll always have them. I mean, in terms of like spiders and tipmans and stuff like that, like you need a $50 paintball gun. It's probably always going to be blowback semi. Blowback semi poppet, we'll say. So I don't think we'll see it go away in like the low-end entry-level stuff, but we'll probably... Yeah, man, I don't know. Unless Planet Eclipse comes out with like the LV2 or something like that, I don't know if we're going to see another poppet valve for a very long time. Andrew Mendoza says, you can get the DSR with M3 upgrades minus the slap ASA, and it's basically an M3 plus. Well, They're quite a bit different, though. I mean, the boards and regulators and ergonomics and triggers and bolts, the barrel, the feed neck. I mean, there's a lot of stuff different. You take the bolt out, different. There's more stuff. There's more stuff different on the DSR and the M3S than the 170R and the CS2. Yeah. Because, well, yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they're, I don't know, about all different as each other or whatever. But there's enough things different on the DSR to say it's quite a bit different than the M3S. Yeah. I mean, you get people all the time just saying the CS2 is an expensive EMEC or something like that. It's not common that people are like, the M3S is just an expensive DSR, you know? Maybe that does happen and I just don't know about it. Mm-hmm. Mechanical LV. Yeah, I mean, they could do it. It's really not that hard. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I was going to talk about predictions. So, I also don't know why this is not rotating. This should be not always on there. So we're just going to take it off real fast. So, my NXL predictions is that, or are that. And it's kind of hard to see here, so I'm going to do that so we can kind of see a little better. Windy City. Let me pull up my notes. I closed my notes. There we go. Okay. 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 I really need these, I guess. So, I have, Russian Legion taking first. I was gonna like delay this and be like, ooh, fifth, fourth, third, second, first, and just kind of like make you guys guess which teams I thought were gonna get first place. But we didn't do that. We just put them all out there, and crazy super chats. Excessive one love, baby. I don't even know who you are. I feel like I might, because your name, but I don't know. Barney Trouble, again, that name is awesome, and that $100 is super appreciative. I really wish you'd go up there, so I hope that like just changes. It's freaking, I don't know what is up with that thing. It takes so long for that thing to change. Barney, I appreciate that, man. I love that screen name. I love that, like, trouble. It's like spelled good. Anyway, again. This one's for the out and secret gays in the sport. Love and okay. Yep. I don't know. That's a crazy comment. I don't know. That's a crazy topic for me to adventure into. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. I definitely encourage and myself too, right? Like, so that's something, right? Like, I definitely want to, me personally, start living my life differently. Live my life how, like, I think I want to, right? Like, how I feel like maybe I should have been living it for the last 35 years. I've always been, like, fascinated with art, and I've never really investigated it, and that's something I want to start investigating. And we all should live our lives like that, right? Like, if there's something you want or something you want to do, just do it. And we should just be whoever the fuck we want. You know, like, not that I haven't been being who I want, but, like, I feel like there's things that I need to explore, and there's people that aren't who they are, or aren't who they want to be. So be you. And who gives a fuck? Fuck everybody else. And do what you want. So, yeah. I should... Crazy topics to talk about. And it more like sprung it on me, so I'm like, I don't know. I get all weary of crazy topics. We could talk about a real crazy topic. exception. Love and exception. I don't like that exception word threw me off. I'm like, how? What word is that? I'm like, love exception. I don't think I've ever heard or ever used the word exception. Yeah. I appreciate that though. Yeah. I don't know. What are people saying? Cloud chambers. Yeah. Let's talk about thermoelectric cloud chambers. All right. So one thing that like I've kind of found fun is like when I find cool stuff. Acceptance? Yeah, maybe that was acceptance. I don't know. Anyway, that word threw me off. That's why that's why that whole like thing was weird. I was like, what's this word? Anyway. Yeah, I've gone off on things about how like we need, as humanity, I think, need to reevaluate. Well, taking my predictions off. We've got off track. As humanity, we need to reevaluate what we find important, right? I think that the only thing that we strive for is like money. All we want in America, at least, is for our GDP to go up. That's all we care about, right? I think that like this Purdue Pharma opiate thing is a perfect example of that. All of those people knew they were doing bad, right? All these drug people that are selling these pharmaceuticals to us, getting everybody addicted and making billions of dollars off us, they know they're doing bad. But the only reason they're incentivized is to make tons and tons of money because of the stock market. Everybody's so detached from these problems, you just see the stock go up and you're like, oh, well, screw it, whatever. People are dying in the streets from drugs. Whatever. So like, as long as we as America, or like a world, the earth, keep heading toward only monetary gain, we are screwed. So there we go. That's that. Let's talk about cloud chambers. Okay, that's still on there. I don't know what got me off on that. I don't know why we were talking about that. So this is a tricky proposition. Bitcoin does not help that problem. A decentralized currency certainly could, and I think that blockchain can definitely help us, right? People that live on this planet. Not these assholes who are out there that are selfish trying to take control of us, like the people in our governments or these big corporations. We need people that like help us, that want us as humans to do better, not just people and assholes that are out to make money. Okay, that's why Brad's gonna revolutionize paintball. Okay, display capture, bear with me. This is a funky way to do this stuff. Okay. Hopefully this works smooth. I really don't know if it's working, so that's why we're gonna switch over to the live view real quick here. And just make sure we have cloud chambers on the screen. We are viewing cloud chambers. All right. Okay. So, enough of my insanity talk. So this is a cloud chamber. What this is I can't explain this very well off the top of my head, so I got to go back to my notes. So a cloud chamber. So what a cloud chamber is it's a machine that's demonstrating radioactive material or radioactive things. So I'll just let this play and explain it. So the way this works is that piece of uranium is sitting on a very, very cold surface. Well, now it's switched, but that surface is very cold that thing is sitting on. And it's actually alcohol. So that surface is so cold, there's actually vapor in this chamber, and since the surface is so cold, it makes that vapor sink, and then it becomes super saturated. So that super saturation allows any contact with anything, and that super saturated vapor wants to turn into a liquid. So that's what you're seeing. Every time that you're seeing those little stripes or little dots or whatever, that's that vapor, alcohol vapor, turning into liquid. So we can see that ionized radiation flying off of that thing. So literally what you're seeing right now is electrons being shot off of whatever that is. So you're seeing literally electrons right now being blasted off of this. I mean, not really blasted, that's not how it works. But what I think's really kind of interesting is if we watch one with a little bit less stuff on it. So see the other marks that are coming off of this that are not coming off of that material? Like you see little stripes, little every once in a while, there's some like mark that doesn't involve that piece of material. That's background radiation or, I don't know, radiation coming off of other sources like phones or whatever it is. No, that your phone wouldn't do that. Yeah, it wouldn't make any, yeah. So anyway, I just find this absolutely fascinating. Yep, I could be losing everybody right now, but my God, that blows me away. So cloud chambers aren't necessarily like crazy. You can make one at home. Well, in America, you can make them really easy because we have like easy access to dry ice. So it's easy to make stuff super cold. Just insanity. Those videos are amazing. There's a lot of them with different material and all kinds of stuff. So super cool. Anyway. Oh God, vape. That vape stuff, man, that's crazy how people are dying. I was reading about that last night, about how like it's all the THC vape stuff and they're putting like some crazy ass thickening chemical in it that's like whatever, but it's all the black market stuff. So it's like, I don't know, the people that are dying, it's like, or getting really sick are all, I guess, THC people that are vaping THC. They're vaping weed, not actual like e-juice. Anyway. Virtually everything we eat is radioactive. Well, pretty much everything is radioactive. Really talk about it. Yep, everything is normally radioactive. Yes, really, yeah. I mean, not like that to that extent. It's not like I'm getting like riddled to death. What's really crazy is those little particle pieces that are seen flying off right there. What's really bad about those is they just go through everything, right? And they just like bust open your cells. So like that piece just goes boom and boom, splits your cells open. And it just destroys you. That's why like if you held a big thing of radiation, all of those particles just destroy all the cells in your hand. It's crazy. It's like boom, boom, just getting shot with a shotgun. All them cells. Anyway. Mm-hmm. Is nuclear power the way to go? I don't know. Nuclear power is so expensive, though. It's so expensive to build these huge-scale nuclear power plants. Like I think the way to go is maybe not. There are these smaller reactors. I don't know what they're called, but they're like, I don't know. We'd call them like backyard reactors or something. I don't know. They're small. They're designed for maybe 50,000 people, 80,000 people. Not these huge-scale reactors that are like for millions of people. It's just so difficult. They're very expensive. And then who knows what we do with the waste afterwards. I mean, we're still just like keeping it around. Like, what do we do with it? Just kind of hangs out. You know what I'm saying? Drift 318. Love the channel, man. Keep it up. I will. I'm glad you enjoy these weird non-paintball topics. I kind of like to talk about weird stuff sometimes. I like to talk about cool stuff. Not that paintball is not cool, but I don't know. Yeah, people ask me paintball questions. I'll talk about paintball questions. Let's see if we have any other like topics we can talk about. Ah, yeah, HK regs. Okay, we'll talk about that. So HK Army today, we saw pictures. Let's see if I can. Oh, that's okay. Released their new regulator. So this is a regulator that is in conjunction with. Wait, that's not the right one. I have a wrong picture in there. Okay, ignore this picture. I'm trying to take a picture out of here. I don't know, whatever. That's not the right picture. That's the old regulator. So we'll wait for this one to go away and I'll start talking again. So anyway, this is the original powerhouse regulator. This is part of the new regulator from HK Army. So what it looks like is happening here is that we'll switch back to me so it's a little bit easier. So at one point there's three companies kind of involved in this whole story, right? We have HK, we have Ninja, and then we have Powerhouse. So HK is kind of doing its own thing over there. They're minding their business. But what we really had going on was Ninja and Powerhouse. And Ninja sued Powerhouse because Powerhouse was, breaking the law, really. I mean, yeah. So, yeah. Ninja sued Powerhouse. It looks like that's all been completed. I don't really know. I never really followed up with all that. But it looks like Powerhouse, I guess it looks like Ninja got some of the technology from that lawsuit, like that bonnet collar lock thing. Yeah, so Ninja sued Powerhouse, and then now we have this new regulator right there, the HK Army Aerolite Pro, right? I think they're calling it Pro regulator. So that was the original Powerhouse regulator. That's the one that Ninja sued over because they took some designs that Ninja actually owned. And then Ninja created that one for HK Army. And that regulator really is not all that much different than a regular Ninja regulator. So if we pull up that, you can see that the primary part of this regulator is going to be the piston. The piston on the left in the brass, and then the piston on the right, that's also brass, but it's a black and white picture. So the Ninja reg is on the right, and then that new HK reg is on the left. I would bet that they have very, very, very similar performance, as it's probably very close to being the exact same regulator. It just looks like the top is different. So it has like that rotational bonnet, rotational collar deal. So you're able to adjust where the tank stops screwing into the regulator. Yeah. So Powerhouse, yeah. I got distracted, lost my train of thought. So this is Powerhouse's really first regulator. The first regulator they made was, man, I got too many windows going on. That was the first regulator they made. Now they have, we can try that again. Let's try to go back to the browser. Let's make sure. I want to make sure we're good. I'm almost like weirding out. I don't want to like be talking and then like you guys not be able to see what I'm talking about. So, and then I can't really see what's going on, so I have to like go to the goddamn live stream. All right. Okay. So if we go power, dude, I really have no idea. I really have no clue what their website is. So Powerhouse regulators. So yeah, this is, they have two new regulators, honestly, and I don't know that much about them. So it's not like I can sit here and talk all about them. They have their standard one right there, the Haymaker 500, which is normal regulator length. Yep, the whatever, this one. And then they have, come on, go back. What is happening? Whatever. Then they have the Haymaker L. Which is the same thing, just a longer version. So you can see it right there. Like I said, I don't really know a ton about these regulators. It's definitely something that I want to get. The issue that I have is that a lot of the times these products I can buy at cost or get a little bit cheaper. So I'm able to review them and it doesn't cost me a ton of money. But with these things, I have to just buy it outright. So, because I have to just buy it outright, that's a lot of money. And then I don't know what to do with it afterwards. So, I buy a regulator, and then it's used, and then I don't know what to do with it. So, that honestly is one of the reasons I haven't really talked about the Powerhouse stuff or have a Powerhouse reg, because I don't want to buy one, I mean, honestly. And part of the problem with like asking for one, like they would probably send one if I asked, but I don't want to ask for a product and then say it's bad. Like I don't know anything about it and I don't want them to like do me a favor and then we just like talk shit about their product. If I'm going to say bad things, I would rather me purchase it and be like, I bought it. It was bad or whatever, So Not that I expect the Powerhouse product to be bad. I just don't. Yeah. I just don't know what to do with it afterwards. I don't want a $160 tank rig. That's goddamn insane. That's way too much money for me. My like Empire $30 tank rig worked perfectly fine. So, yep. Yeah, so that's their new rig, and it's kind of interesting. Like I'm kind of, man, it's switching back and forth. This I have to do like 8 things. So that's the new HK rig. I'm interested. So one thing that I would like to do is try to get one of those, the new HK rig, the Aerolite one, as well as the Pro V2 rig, and maybe that Haymaker rig from Powerhouse, and just kind of see. I don't know. I'd like to run tests and figure out like which one's better, but like I'm not really sure what to do. So I think that maybe when it gets to that point, we'll like take feedback and see like what we could actually do to, I don't know, test the actual performance of these things. Oh God, we're talking about coal-fired power plants. I'll get involved with this one. Bill says, solar is in the low 20s for efficiency. Those are very high-end panels, though. I mean, they actually made panels that are in the high 80s, but albeit they're like this big and millions of dollars. Well, not millions. They're the ones that go on these crazy-ass satellites. So, like, inexpensive panels are still probably in the mid to high teens, but yeah. So what's cool, so solar is clean and whatever. What's really actually kind of neat about solar power is like, so imagine you buy a solar panel, you buy panels for your house and it's $10,000. And over the course of 15 years, you're able to pay off those panels with savings you've made, right? So at that 10-year mark, whatever, 15 years or whatever when you pay off panels, so you paid off your solar panels. Dude, you never have to pay for power again. It's free. Energy is literally free. So once you paid for those panels, it's free. Like, it's over. Like, once we get to the point where, like, everything is solar, we won't have to pay for power ever. Ever. Like, that's crazy. Imagine that. Imagine a world where we have free electricity. Free electricity. That means that like when you're manufacturing a product or whatever, you don't have to use electricity. There's no power consumption. I mean, you consume power, but like you're not inputting power. So you don't have to go dig up coal and like fire up the power plant. You just like get it from the sun. It just works. It's crazy. Well, yeah, obviously panels don't last forever. But you can get like 15 years of free energy. I mean, we don't honestly know how long they last. Some of these really new high-end panels could last 100 years. You know? It's crazy. So think about that. Like, I go to the grocery store and buy groceries. They didn't have to use electricity to grow those vegetables. So they didn't have to input electricity or pay for electricity to grow those vegetables, to transport the grain, or any of that stuff. There's no power. It just blows me away. That's how things are going to get cheap, guys. Way cheap. We talk about like the world where we like have everything, and that's the world where energy is free. It's going to be crazy. Anyway. Aiden says, I have a GS, and it is the best for what you can get. Yeah, it's definitely one of them. It's for sure. I mean, the Mini GS, ETHA 2, and probably the EMAC. Those are probably the 2 better value paintball guns for sure. Getty, what's up? We could talk about climate change more. People like, give me a topic. I'm always like, okay, ask me anything. Like, literally, let's go. Ask me whatever you want, and I will answer it. We have to be like, realistic though. I can't like inappropriate questions. Bill says after 25 years, the panels are still 90% efficient. So they're still They've lost or degraded 10% of their efficiency. I mean, that's kind of hard to say efficiency with solar panels, but yeah, I think you know what you guys mean. That's crazy, man. And it's just free electricity. Like, you don't have to pay for power. It's nuts. It really is nuts. It's going to absolutely revolutionize the world. It's going to be the biggest change, I think, that we see very soon. Free power. Decentralized power. So anyway, where do you think the Skull Squad going to go? I don't know, like Infamous? The Skeleton Squad? My neck. Paintball. Give me paintball topics to talk about. I've already like ran out of my things I need to talk about. Did I? Bam, 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 bam. Yeah. I'm like playing all these topics. But I don't know what to talk about. Philly 785. What's you want to talk about? The Force. We can talk about the Force. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Jeez. What about it? I feel like I've covered almost everything about that. Definitely Field 1 are releasing the Field 1 Force at World Cup. So they will be selling them at World Cup. I don't know if they've like blasted that everywhere. I saw Ryan Greenspan say that they'd be selling them. And they wouldn't have unlimited quantities. There would be a select few. So they're probably going to have like 15 or 20 or whatever that at World Cup. I know that I would really like to get one. I reached out to Eric to try to ask if they could get me one before launch so that like maybe the day of World Cup or whatever I could release it as they release their guns for sale or something like that. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully. I don't know how excited I am about the Force though. I'm excited to see new manufacturers trying to sell stuff. So new companies that are just making stuff. I feel like at this point, there have not been very many paintball products that have come out over the last couple years. So it's just good to see Field 1 doing something. The only thing that I don't like and the thing that I'm kind of disappointed about is that it just feels like a Bob Long gun, right? It doesn't feel like new to me. I feel like there's parts of it that are new, but then it's like, yeah, it just feels like a Bob Long gun, so I don't know. We'll see. Brad, are you buying a Force? Well, I don't know, I probably just kind of answered that. I don't have plans to, I mean, I might buy one to do a review on, but only for that reason. I wouldn't buy one to own or keep necessarily. I can't justify that like, I don't know, $1,500 price or whatever. Yeah. Good jerseys for monthly players that are comfortable. Man, that's also there's not a lot of jerseys left anymore. So I personally I want lightweight. So I want something that's lightweight and breathes well and I don't know, just works. And honestly, there's not a lot of jerseys. Like at one point, like there were tons of companies that made jerseys, and now it's like, man, if you want a jersey, it's like you got to buy an Eclipse one or an HK one. It's like, yeah, they're kind of the only people making jerseys still, unless you bought one from like Raza or like Style Supply or one of the other 50,000 custom jersey companies. There's one. But I think that they're all just kind of jerseys. I don't know if one of these basic like lighter weight style jerseys are that much better than others. They're just jerseys, you know. They're kind of just like polyester long sleeve shirts. So if you don't want one that looks like cool and like paintball, you just want like something that works well, I mean, you just go buy like a long sleeve dry fit shirt from Walmart that's $8 or something. You know, I play in long sleeve just black shirts all the time. I don't necessarily have a paintball jersey, and they're the same thing as a paintball jersey. It's just $80 cheaper. Mm-hmm. Barney Trouble? How do we best encourage new players? What do you mean, like encourage them? Encourage them to just play paintball in general, or encourage them how? Yeah. JT is coming out with old school designs. Super excited. I am not. I have a project underway for those JT pants. Here's a question. If any of you guys are into manufacturing like physical goods, like you can design products like this in like computer software, should message me. Get a hold of me. I have a feeling no one's gonna message me. Yeah, I like, so I'm definitely on this bandwagon of like, I don't know, of like old school trends coming back. So I definitely like how the 90s style clothing is coming back. I really like that. And I think that we're starting to see that kind of come to paintball, right? Like these companies are trying to like bring up old stuff, like the JT straps are kind of coming back, and like JT pants and like that stuff. And I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I just feel like that the JT pants kind of sucked, right? Like looking at the pictures of the new ones, it's like, yeah, they look the same. They look like the same JT pants. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I get that they're supposed to be the same, but I mean the same, like, the materials look the same and the build quality looks the same, and like, it just doesn't look good. Like, they kind of sucked. Like, the knees broke and ripped all the time, and like, they were just kind of shitty. So, like, I don't understand. I feel like they could have made him a little better, like made him a little bit lighter weight, or like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like I say that I like how these trends are coming back, but it's more like the design trends. They're not like full on bringing back that stuff, because like if they actually brought back clothing from the 90s, you'd be like, man, these shirts kind of suck. And like, man, they didn't really make pants that well. You know, they're just bringing back the style and like modernizing it. And I feel like JT should do that, but they're not. Yeah, who knows? So I don't know. Yeah. JT pants were good for the time, but that's been a long time. Pants are a lot more durable and thinner now. I think that there's two things behind that too. Like I said that the knees sucked and they ripped. I think a lot of that like knees sucking and like ripping is just because we played on worse like terrain. Like we played on dirt, like straight up just dirt. And now everyone's on turf. I mean, like 90% of the people that are gonna spend a bunch of money on paintball stuff, well, maybe not 90%, maybe like half the people that are gonna buy those are primarily gonna play on turf. So it's slippery and you're not catching and dragging them on the ground and stuff. So they're last quite a bit longer. Joseph Fernandez says throwbacks are huge, especially in the retro enthusiast. Yeah. So one of the things, I mean, that's why, like, I feel like paintball's demographic, like, I'm paintball's demographic. I think most of our players at this point are in their 30s, right? We're probably like 25 to 45. That might be the demo for paintball. And the reason that they're going after those JT pants is they're trying to get all those people that are my age that started playing paintball back in the early 2000s. So when I look at those, I'm like, oh wow, that reminds me of when I used to play. Well, like a lot more, or when I started or whatever. And that's a lot of people in paintball now. I mean, a lot of guys have been playing since then. When paintball blew up, we got so many people injected into the sport. And a lot of those people have either left or we've just kept a bunch of them. You know, so yeah. That's really the whole reason they're doing it. Is they're trying to like get people like me, that's the majority of paintball, to buy them. And that's not bad. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. They're trying to make money. I want them to make money. I'm just saying that's why they're doing it. I don't know. Yeah. Ooh, an updated Revy would actually be really cool. I think that's the problem, though, is that, like, there's nobody really designing stuff. Like, they don't really, like, have a bunch of engineers or product design people or any of that stuff. So that's why we're not really seeing redesigned products. So, like, a redesigned Revolution would probably take, like, a couple days to do. Like, I mean, if you were a good product engineer or you're designing products, you could probably do it in a week. And it wouldn't be that hard to change. Like, it wouldn't cost a bunch. Well, it costs a bunch for the molds, but other than that, I don't know. I do know that, speaking of product design, One of the reasons that I think the dye DSR, like Hunter just said there, is so good. I really like the DSR Hunter. I think the DSR is better than that 170R. Not the 170R. I think that the DSR is better than the Shocker XLS. That's what I thought you put there. But yeah, definitely 170R. Yeah, so one of the reasons that I really like the DSR or the M3S Plus is because, yeah, they had a guy, John Chambers, their dude that made those guns, definitely designed the entire DSR and then portions of the M3S Plus. So the new M3S Plus parts are the parts that he designed. And I really like the DSR, and I was very excited to see the direction that Dye was taking their new paintball guns, to see just what happened in the future, because I think he did such a fantastic job in the DSR. But he doesn't work for Dye anymore, so... That's over. Yeah, I was super curious about, like, new stuff coming out or whatever. But, yeah. That makes me want to design paintball guns. I feel like I can do it. So, I was looking at, like, the software that I need. I can't afford it, so we're going to have to use something cheaper. I was just looking at the AutoCAD software. It's like $5,000. Insanity. Hey, there we go. We need some solid AutoCAD engineers that are also paintball nerds. Well, that's what I want to do, man. Like, I feel like it's software and I can figure it out. I was looking all into it. So, like, yeah, it's not that hard, right? Let's, here, we're going to switch over to this view. Well, we're going to show you guys some cool stuff. So, AutoCAD C. Okay, so this is called computational fluid dynamics. So this is what's very important in these paintball guns, is that we have to be able to study and understand how air is working inside of these things, right? So it's not that crazy though. Like, once you design it, it's like, bam, you just set it up and then you can like do these tests to see how well air is flowing through your design. Like, look at this. Like, it just works. It's not really flowing very fluidly. This is just a random video I came across, so hopefully this works. But I don't know why it's not, like, actually playing. But I don't know. So that you can do these, yeah, fluid dynamic tests to actually, like, figure out if the air passages are good or whatever. So it's all computational. So it's really not that hard. Yeah. So I feel like if I had the correct software and you give me enough time and like just let me try, I think I could do a good job. But I think that I would need, because I have no idea what I'm doing, I really would like to try to get files from some of these companies and have them just give me the file to their gun and then see what I can do and like just try. I don't know. I feel like in my free time, I could just start designing paintball guns. I don't know. Yeah, but that's something I want. The problem with like actual AutoCAD software is they make you pay thousands of dollars a year. And you can't just buy the software, you have to rent, you have to like pay the subscription fee, and like, I can't even get close to it. And I really want that those computational fluid dynamics thing. There's other softwares that can do it, but it's like all rigged up and kind of ghetto and like, I don't know. So I don't know. It's something that I would certainly like to try to do. Barney, some people spend a decade on physics degrees and fluid dynamics engineering to figure this stuff out. 100%. 100%. But I think that like, if I can't do it, I 100% can't do the math. Not even close, right? Like, I cannot sit down and just do the math. It can't happen. I can't do it. But do I have to? You know, like, okay, we're switching back. I think you guys see that, right? Okay, so like, more computational. So like, this stuff's insane, right? So like, Oh no, we'll go to this video. This stuff's so easy. It's like you just kind of like set it up and like hit go in this software. It's just weird and it just like works. Like none of these videos are like what I was actually looking for to show you guys. This is a heat transfer one. God, this is not like the software that I don't know. But see that it'll tell you which way everything's flowing and like it's insane. So it's kind of like, do you even have to like know how to do math? I mean, like I can do math. I can't do, you know, fluid dynamics. I'm not like friggin' wonderkin. But it's kind of crazy. So anyway, I don't know. That was a long tangent about me thinking about designing paintball guns. Yeah. Yeah, SketchUp. I do have SketchUp. I was actually looking at SketchUp and actually like trying to design buildings. Yeah. But you could call me like I try to like be an expert in absolutely everything on the planet. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what to talk about, guys. Lots of projects. Sandana. Sandana with their limited run drop of flying skulls and snake stripe headbands. Brad, your opinion? I mean, they're good products. I think they make good headbands. Other than that, it's just a headband. If you like the way it looks, cool. If not, I don't know. I like that stuff. I mean, I like the headbands. I think that when they do that like flying skull print, I got a flying skull headband back there, behind my other cool one. This is cool. Whoa, what is happening there? I think a stain on the wall. This headband was. It's weird. So this is a you know, a real original flying skull headband. This is pretty old. This is cool. This is mine. I made this one. You can buy these on my Paintball Ruin My Life Storm. Sock hats. Sock hats would be kind of cool. JT should bring back sock hats. That'd be cool. Yeah, so I don't necessarily, whatever, Sandana headbands are cool. I don't like when they put that like flying skull like all over a shirt. I don't think that looks good. That pattern doesn't look as right. It's odd to me. Who knows? Yeah, so who knows what's going to happen. Brad might turn into a structural engineer. I really have always been a fan of architecture. I actually looked at taking some architecture classes recently just to kind of like see what was going on. They don't have any really close. I'd have to kind of drive far away. Yeah. Chicago Open, top 5 finishers. What do you... That's what I think's going to happen. Russian Legion, Dynasty, Revo, X Factor, Impact. Yep. Bang. Whoa. Kind of weirded me out. So I don't know, guys. I don't have much else to share right now. I think that next week might be more interesting, so you might want to come by Thursday. Eddie might know what's happening in my life. Eddie might know. Eddie, if you know what's happening crazy in my life, say yes or no. I don't know if I should talk about it. Like, I feel like I should. I will at some point, because I kind of tell everybody everything about my life on the internet. Eddie knows what's happening. I debate whether I should just tell everyone. Black Friday paintball gear. Awesome. I find that funny for a couple reasons. No, really just one reason. It's likely you know. I appreciate that. Like, for real. Because these super chats are going to be like how I pay rent all the time now. $24.99. Yeah, why $24.99? I think that they do that for you, and you have to like change it to 25. I don't know. When will we see new Paintball Ruin My Life shirts? I don't know, Junior. I think I think you've seen a few, and I want to release new shirts. There's like 5 designs that I'm going to release, but I feel like I need to start making videos more consistently because I don't want to feel like I'm just trying to sell people things, right? Like, I want to make videos and be active when I'm selling those things. So I feel like just like releasing stuff to sell, I don't know. It's crazy. So yeah, hopefully soon, because I want them. I actually really like them. I mean, the real answer, like one of the real answers that new shirts haven't come is because I want to make a lot of stuff. So there's going to be 5 or 6, no, really more than that. There's probably going to be 8 different shirt designs, but in 6 different colors in every design. Then there's long sleeves and hats and sweatshirts. And I want all of them at one time to do a photo shoot at a paintball field. So like I want to go to, I don't know, a paintball field and get a bunch of paintball people and do like a lookbook catalog and then do actual like posts for social and then posts for the website. And I got to buy it all first. That's really why. That's really one of the reasons. So Barney again. I feel like I might be yelling too loud. Appreciate that. I do, man. I really do appreciate that. 666 chat as well. It's the beast. You can enter a custom amount. Well, thank you. I know you can. I knew you could, but I think that doesn't it like default it to like 99? Oh no, it doesn't. It default 2 is the first one. Yeah, why 24.99? It's just a weird number. Anyway, Emmanuel, there's hoodies right now on the Paintball Ruin My Life store. If you go to pbrml.shop, it'll take you there. But they're not bad ones. They're just the old designs that I'm not all about. Like, I don't really like them that much. It's really just whatever. And now I think stuff's like designed to be stuff that I want to wear. Like, I would wear these shirts and wear this stuff. I don't know if anyone else will like it, but I like weird clothes. Like, I like the weird stuff, so they're a little bit more interesting. That's not that. I'm making it sound like it's crazy. It's not that crazy. It's just not like the regular Paintball Ruin My Life logo on stuff. So anyway, a shirt with my face. We could do a shirt with my face on it. That is possible. $24.99. That is possible about shirts. And you know what else I was thinking about? I think last time in this live stream, or in a live stream at some point recently, I was talking about how, well, I talked about earlier how our GDP thing is not working out for us. What the hell was I talking about? I was talking about t-shirts and raising the prices. So I was talking about wastefulness and how we can be all less wasteful. And I was thinking about raising the prices of t-shirts $10 or something like that. So sell them for $40 or $35 or something like that. So it's like, maybe when you're buying it, it's more expensive, so you're buying less shirts, and maybe you keep it longer because it was more money. And then maybe I sell less shirts, but still make the same amount of money. I don't know. I don't know if that's a crazy thought or not. Yeah. We'll find out. I don't even know how much like the new shirts are going to cost me either, so it's kind of hard to like necessarily just say what they're going to cost or whatever. So I don't know. Anyway, who knows? Patches. I did think about patches. I thought there's 2 things I actually want to do. I was going to buy. The problem that I have is like if I'm going to make stuff, I want it to be good. Like I want it to try to be as good of quality as possible. And the issue that I have with patches is to get patches made well, like not by one of these like patch companies that are on Facebook, like Tactical Patches and like whatever these companies. Like, I want good woven patches, and you have to get thousands and thousands made to be able to get them made very well. And I only need like 50. So I'm not sure. But I wanted to get patches and put them on nylon 6-panel hats. So that's a weird hat, but I was going to get them and put them right in the middle. I want to make a circle patch and have a patch right in the middle. But I'm not necessarily sure if that's happening or whatever. Yeah, I just don't like, I'm not necessarily sure if I like any of the patch qualities that I've seen that are not made by huge scale. PVC? No, I'm not going to make plastic rubber ones either because they're going to go on a hat. And like, I don't want to wear, I don't like that. I don't want a rubber thing on my forehead that's like kind of stiff and not as comfortable. So I want it to be all polyester, really, is what it would be. So, so I don't know. Maybe we'll see. It's kind of up in the air. I think I might do it just because I could probably make only like 5 hats and do like a sample run or something like that, and just kind of like, I don't know, see what they're like or whatever. But who knows? Anyway, all right, guys. Well, I don't know. It's Thursday evening. It's been real. Went a little smoother than I expected. I thought it might get wild for a while there. I was kind of nervous about tonight. Yeah. So who knows? Eddie, no. No what? Lights blinking. Oh! Sac Paintball Store! That's a new paintball store in Sacramento. One that I don't know what's happening. But $9.99 super chat. I think you just like nines. What? Do it. You need to make as much swag as possible. Yeah, I probably do. Appreciate it. Yeah. I need to do that. That's one way I can make money. Bespoke patches. So like why bespoke like that? Why bespoke patches? Like make custom patches for people? That would actually be kind of interesting. Like numbered patches, 1 of 5 or something. I don't know. Could be interesting. Oh, who your favorite professional paintball player of all time, considering style of play? 2 people, 100% 2 people. Either Alex, no, not Alex. Yeah, no, Alex. I'm sorry, Alex Bridnikov. So Molloy Bridnikov. I'm not even pronouncing his name right. I know we don't pronounce his name right. Alexander Bridnikov, whatever. Him or Brian Smith of Tampa Bay Damage. I actually don't know who he's playing for right now. Brian Smith played for Mutiny a couple years ago, and then, played for Damage like years ago. But he is so smooth. I mean, you go watch Brian Smith play Snake. Like, go look up a Brian Smith Damage Snake player, and he just like goes in the Snake and he's like, yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just like everything he does is just so clean and like so smooth. So, Brian Smith or Alex Bridnikov? Bridnikov, because he just does things that like are mind blowing. Like what the hell just happened? You're like, what did we just watch? So, yeah. One of those 2 guys. But I would probably say Brian Smith. If I had to like really pick, Brian Smith's my favorite player style-wise. But Bridnikov is probably, I think, the best paintball player ever. And the best player in the NXL. He's probably, I think he's the best player ever. Yeah. And the best player right now. Anyway. Eddie with Bobby Aviles. Why? I don't understand. I don't understand why Bobby Aviles. But I think it's great, dude. I think it's awesome. I really do. It's so cool. Eddie is a fan of Bobby Aviles, and he is not ashamed of it. He might be older than Bobby. No. Anyway. All right, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who came by and super chatted. Let's name everyone. Nathan? With a word of... Yeah, Nathan. Excessive One Lump, Barney Trouble. Drift 318. BFP Gear. So BFPgear.com, really. It doesn't say .com in the name. Barney Trouble again. And the Sec Paintball Store. Not the Sec Paintball Store. Sec Paintball Store. Chris LaSoya. Why Chris LaSoya? Like, yeah, Chris was fun to watch. I mean, the difficulty is that, like, I don't have context, right? Like, that's what's difficult about, like, old paintball players or, like, old sports in general. Like, I'm like, oh, you know, Alex is the best player ever. Like, Malloy's the best player ever. And, yeah. But I have no context, right? Like, I wasn't around in 1998 or 1997, and there's not really good footage of it. So, like, if I wasn't watching the matches live, I don't really know what happened. So the same thing is like real stuff, like baseball. Like, I wasn't alive in 1920, so, like, I don't know. I mean, like, we can go back and watch footage, but it's kind of weird, and, like, the stats aren't the same, and, like, it's just weird. So it's hard to even, like, compare, because I don't know. You know, it's easy, it's hard. It's like we're better off to probably, like, you know, ask maybe who's the best player ever to people like Matt Marshall or Todd Martinez or, I don't know. I think of those two guys because they've been around for so much. They've played at that pro level, and then both of them have, like, been announcing this pro paintball thing for, like, you know, I don't know, 12 years or something like that. I don't know. It's crazy. So anyway, yeah, thank you guys, all of you super chatters, the people who come by and just comment and, like, you know, hang out and whatever. It's all very appreciative. So, I'm leaving. So I don't know what's happening this week. I know that there are videos that I need to start making. So I want to do that DSR video, DSR M3S video. I want to do a Virtue breakout glove video. I got all the gloves over there, so I was like, I might do something. And then I definitely really need to do a Lux X video. So those are at least 3 things that are coming. I don't know what time or when, but they are going down. Kyle, what did you miss? I'll fill you in a little bit. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, I appreciate it. Everybody, enjoy your Thursday evening.